There's a value that the Gemara tells us a poskim b'chvod achsanya that we're just somewhere, not just out of manners. We begin by expressing our appreciation for our host. Or Chief Rabbi and Rosh Hashiva, Baruch Shapiro Zatzal, Merkaz Arav, would say that in Yerushalayim, wherever we are in Prat, wherever we are specifically, when we're in Yerushalayim, it's especially clear that the Baal Bayit, the Achsanya, is a Kadosh Baruch Hu. Yerushalayim is Oro Shalom. Yerushalayim is the light of the world. Kadosh Baruch Hu is the Baal Bayit there. And Palpur and Shamalach, in the palace of the king. First things first, we express our appreciation to Hashem. Thank you to Hashem that we're living in such extraordinary times. We have the privilege of being alive at this point in history. Thank Hashem that we have the schus to be here together. And to thank Hashem's messengers, Shluchim, who really were motivated and took upon themselves to create such a special opportunity for us to gather together, such a beautiful space and such a auspicious time for us to sit together. The Weislers for all of their work and initiating this and making this happen. This is something which is specifically, Nathan says that when you clap, it creates Avir the Eretz Yisrael. So it's even more Avir the Eretz Yisrael. It's a big thing in America to clap. I have to bring up here tonight, but there's it's a big thing to be able to have an idea and to bring it, from Chachma, down through all different steps of the Shtalshus to make it happen. So thank you to them. On behalf of all of us, and I guess the Baal Bayit was the deed of the land. Here, Hashem should help that all the land should see revealed redemption in all the lands in this segment of the city and elsewhere. Alter Rebbe, after his release, wrote a famous letter to the Kedushas Levi Yitzchak, expressing his appreciation. Alter Rebbe wrote, "Me'es Hashem ha'isazos lanu," that it's for us, from Hashem. This redemption, he understood very, very much. It's clear to him already at that time that what was taking place in his imprisonment and his incarceration wasn't just a personal experience. It was something that was taking place on a global scale, on a cosmic level. Like Rebbe Rashab said, this Kislev, Yat Kislev is L'Hashem HaYeshua. God was imprisoned in Yat Kislev, HaKadosh Baruch Hu became free, so to speak. Meis Hashem, Aisa Zos Lanu, this redemption was something that came from God. Megalgun Schus Alidei Zakai. And the merit which ultimately the Alter Rebbe understood was what freed him from imprisonment. He writes, B'schuso shel Eretz HaKodesh, v'yoshveh. He understood that his redemption from prison was in the merit of Eretz HaKodesh v'yoshveh. Tonight, we're sitting here not reenacting something or not remembering something. There's no commemoration taking place tonight. We are Megalgun and Schus Alidei Zakai. We are the Zakai. We are the ones who are creating this. Let's see the Eretz HaKodesh. It's happening. It's happening. The world is changing. We're part of it. Like the Rebbe said, the last generation of exile and the first generation of redemption. Extraordinary times that we're living in. The schus of Eretz HaKodesh, the schus of those who dwell in Eretz HaKodesh, all of us who are here, fortunate to be counted among them. It should help that we have the opportunity very soon to sit together in Yerushalayim Habniyah. The first Yat Kislev after the Gula, after his redemption, Alter Rebbe brought that Menigin of Keliyah. Express, of course.
Real experience to be here. Doing thank you to Anya, wife. The Balatani put so much effort in Kochos, saving money, sending money to Eretz Yisrael. He writes about it again and again. There's a Kodesh. We got put in jail for it indirectly. And here we are sitting. The story unfolds. The Balatanya. And we're just part of that unfolding. The fact that we're sitting here in the center of Yerushalayim, probably 5 minutes away from where Rizal was born, is the bedrock of today. It's a surreal experience, but even more than that, the fact that when I look at you guys, I don't know what's going on. It's just unbelievable to see. There's no words that can express it. Just a short thing I want to say from last night in Yeshiva. We had Michelle Pasternak, Rosh Yeshiva Tmei Derech Yitzchak. He quoted the Rebbe in the $1 million question of the day that everybody wants to know. No matter how many Yat Kislevs we go through, we still ask this question. So, what's it all about? About the time you got out of jail, and therefore, what does that mean to me? That's $1 million question of the day. So he brings down two famous stories. It's famous because I heard them last night. Two stories of the Balatanya that the Rebbe says it's a kasha. It's like learning Gemara. It's a kasha. Two stories that don't go along. The first story is the Magdav Mezrich, the Balatanya, and Pinchas Karitzer, one of the Talmidim of Baal Shem. They're sitting together and they're learning the secrets of the Torah. They're learning the secrets of Baal Shem Tov, of Hasidus. And they're writing it down, and the wind blew, and the little petek fell on the floor. And they all looked at each other, and it fell into, so he says, a dirty place. I don't know what that means. Dirty on the floor. It fell into a dirty place. And they're kind of like startled. What does this mean? And Pinchas Karitzer says, could it be that maybe it's not meant to reveal the secrets of the Torah yet? Maybe this is what it means, that the Hasidus fell in a dirty place. Maybe we're bringing the highest secrets of Hashem, the Kesser of Hashem, and we're bringing it to the dirty places. Maybe we should stop. And the Balatanya said, And he brings a famous mashal of, so we have a king, and he had a son. Maybe a lot of you guys know this mashal. And the son was sick, and he went to all the doctors in this world. I'm going to say it in a very kitzur way. And they didn't know how to heal the son until one doctor says, I have a way to heal your son. Take the crown jewel, and you have to on your forehead, on your crown, grind it up, put it into water, and give a little drop. I want a little drop to your son, and the prince will get better. For sure. He said, are you willing to do that? The king's crown? I said, for sure, I'm willing to do it. Listen, if I don't have a child, if there's no prince, what's the point of the kingship, the kingdom? So they grind it up, and they give a little drop to the son gets better. That's what the Baal Shem says. That Hashem wants us to bring the secrets to the world, even if it means bringing it to dirty places. It's time that we have to bring the Torah down. That's one story. The second story is when the Baal Shem was already in jail, and the Magdav Mezrich and the Baal Shem came to visit him. Obviously, not in a physical way. They came to visit him. In a way, they came to visit him, and the Baal Shem said to the Baal Tanya, you're not in jail because of Zaris, you're not in jail because of Misnagdim, You're in jail because there's a kitcher, because you're spreading the study of Hasidus, you're spreading the secrets of the Torah, and there's a kitcher, Git Shemayim, that said, stop it, and going to jail. The Baal Tanya asked the famous question, maybe that means I should stop spreading the secrets of the Torah. Should I stop spreading the secrets of the Torah? The Baal Shem says, no. Now that you started, you can't stop. And not only that, when you get out of jail, you have to do even stronger, more secrets of the Torah, and more be'in in the secrets of the Torah. It's a question that the Lubavitcher Rebbe, the seventh Rebbe, asks. Hold on. The Baal Tanya in one story is saying, even if it's in a dirty place, you have to teach the secrets of the Torah. Now's the time to teach the Torah. The second story is saying, maybe I shouldn't. What would happen to you, Baal Tanya? Maybe I shouldn't. You're the one who said, even if it's dirty places, you have to teach it. So what's pshat? It's a stira. So he answers, the Rebbe answers, in the first story, it's like a be'in. You have to look at the stories very carefully. You have to be medayik in the stories. In the first story, what did he say? He said, give a drop. Give a little drop to the sun and it'll heal it. Just a little drop of the king's crown. Not too much, just a little drop. So, in the second story, what did he say? They said, you're spreading too much Hasidus, meaning you're getting too involved, Baal Tanya. You're giving away too much. This is too much information. The Baal Tanya is the first person, wasn't a bunch of Bortlach that some Rebbe 3 generations later started writing down. He was writing the intricate secrets of the Torah down in a formative way, in a formal way. So he said like this, maybe, this is what the Baal Tanya was thinking, maybe the first time, maybe Hasidus has to say a little drops, a little wort, a little maisele, a little this, a little, shemati and harav, isa b'medrash, and 2 lines. Maybe that's what Hasidus is all about, and we can't reveal more. No. The Baal Shem says, no, it's not about that. It's time that Hasidus shouldn't be a bunch of Bortlach and a bunch of Maisel. It's time that Hasidus comes out in the fullest way. In the learning the Ian of Hasidus, understanding Hashem's world in the Ian. That's what you have to do. And that's what the Baal Tanya was scared of. Maybe it has to say a bunch of Bortlach. No. It has to be put in a formal way. And that eventually becomes a Tanya, to understand the depth of the truth, to understand our inner self, our inner kishkas, our inner working, the inner fabrics of the world. That's what the Baal Shem, and that's what the Baal Tanya was afraid of. Maybe not in a formal way. The Baal Shem says yes in a formal way. So the Rebbe says that's what it means to us. Chabad, I guess once we're doing this, we might as well imitate Chabad a little bit more. Because Rav Judah said we're not imitating them. Kabbalah and Aflatos. We're here together. When we're with the setting of Shana, which I'm used to just like a bunch of and just slapping Shana guys all over the place. That's why I feel so surreal right now. I don't feel like I'm slapping a bunch of guys sit down for an hour and just be quiet. Kabbalah and Aflat, I think that the Rebbe is trying to get there, and what Yat Kislev is, it's not enough, and I'm speaking to you, I'm not speaking to Shana, just any drops you can give, good, hit the drops. It's not about drops. We're all here tonight because we love Hanani very much, Hanani and his wife very much, so we believe in Hasidus. And to really believe in Yat Kislev is not to leave Hasidus as just a little drop of cute things and fourth love. This Rebbe says this, and this Rebbe says this, and this is. It's to delve into the depths of Torah and to be involved, really, daily learning of Hashem's inner secrets of the Torah. That's what's on Yat Kislev. That's what changed Hasidus. It turned from a bunch of people sitting together, which is also beautiful, to a formal way of understanding Hashem. So in this day, and if we don't do this, if we don't take the second step of making Hasidus into something real and a real limud, it just becomes a thing on the outside, and it falls into the hands of Chitzonius. And one day, somebody's going to write an article about Yat Hasidus, and that's what we get. Okay. So we're here all together to take that extra step of the Baal Tanya, to delve into the secrets of the Torah for real, with our kishkas, with our minds, with our hearts, and to really make it a limud that's not just a little drop anymore. It's a full limud, which She was open to a year of doing Hasidus in a real way, in a formal way, in a deep way. Thank you very much to everybody. Really amazing
The Parishioner used to say over on my side, say that when there are difficulties for the Jewish people, when there are difficulties surrounding the Jewish people, so while Shem Tov would go into a specific place in the forest, he would light a candle in that place, and he would say a special tefillah, very weighty kavanos, very lofty kavanos, try to remove from the heads of the Jewish people the Gzeros Strauss. The Mishnah said that the student, the Magid, said that, my Rebbe, the Baal Shem Tov, he would do this, but I know how to get to that place in the forest and to light the candle and have the petek with the tefillah on it, and I could say the tefillah. The kavanos, I don't know the kavanos. Hashem, I'll just say the tefillah is what my Rebbe did. I'll just say the tefillah and Hashem to save the Jewish people. Not to save the Jewish people. Then the Rishner said his student, Moshe Litzasover, he would say, wasn't zocha to get that piece of paper with the tefillah on it. But I know you can go to the forest and light a candle, you can go to that place in the forest and light the candle, and I'll daven my own tefillah, and Hashem, you have to save the Jewish people like that. Then the Rishner would say, I don't have that piece of paper. I certainly wouldn't be able to do the kavanos. And I don't even know, to be honest, I don't know where that place in the forest is. I don't have a kabbalah of exactly where that place in the forest was. The Rishner said, but I can tell the story about how my Rebbe used to do that and his Rebbe used to do that. And Hashem, I'll tell the story, and you save the Jewish people. That's the best I can do. That's all I have. I feel like sitting here in Lavangarti, candles. In a certain sense, you could say, I joke all the time. I say if my pay is up, people ask me from Chabad. If they're down, they ask me from Kreslo. I think I can speak for most of us that we didn't grow up like this. We didn't have this. We don't know where that place in the forest is. We certainly don't know the kavanos. The Torah is always revealing. Hashem's always revealing through the Torah what the avod is. And the first word in the parsha is Vayeshev, and Hashem, we're doing that. We're sitting together. We're telling the story. We're trying to be part of that story. And everything that we're doing here, in the gunim, the silent moments in between, and everything that's happening is all a tefillah to Hashem. We're saying we don't really know what we're doing. It's a little funny. But this is what we have, and this is what we're doing, and Hashem, you take this and save the Jewish people. Technically, it's now Yat Kislev. That's okay for a number of reasons. Number one, we usually celebrate the Yahrzeit of Tzaddikim the night after, caroling the Korbanos in the Beis Hamikdash. But also, this is Rosh Hashanah of Chassidus, or Rosh Hashanah is Yom HaRichta. It's a 2-day Yom Tov, even though it's Israel. So share one thing. Now that Rebbe was in jail, it's remarkable that he was able to keep some sort of diary. Everybody knows that now the Rebbe was deciding whether to head over to his Rebbe to the Magid. He was deciding, should I go to Magid, should I go to Vilna, or should I go to Maisa, how to learn a little bit. I go to the Magid, so I'll learn how to daven. Sometimes, when it comes to Chabad, read any mimer from Chabad, you can get carried away with how Chabad it is. Chachma Bina Das, such a... Forget that the Rebbe, Chabad totally revolutionized, Alter Rebbe totally revolutionized the way that we daven, the way that we even think about davening. When he was in jail, he wrote in his diary, "Aminag haya b'chol Yisrael mimei olam liyos b'chol ir v'ir beis batei gedolim l'tfilah." The time, from the time of the beginning of the Jewish people until this time, there used to be, there always was. In the beginning, they used to have two batei tefillah. They would have the Beis HaKnesses and they'd have the Beis Medrash. Mar says the optimal place to daven is between the two pillars where you're learning. Beis HaKnesses and Beis HaMedrash. Beis HaKnesses lahamonam, atrudim b'skeyam. The Beis HaKnesses for the simple people, busy all day, don't have so much time to daven. Kol hayom, they're osek in a malacha. Any of their sefer klal, maybe they don't even know how to read. And the Beis Medrash for the Yodei Sefer l'spal sham b'kavanas halev ba'arichos to daven long tefillos, 2 hours. To daven a shachris for 2 hours, yom b'yom, every day. The Alter Rebbe says, he writes in his diary that something changed. Achar kach amdu etzleinu rabbanim she'enu muganim. Something happened to the Jewish people that people started becoming more attached to Torah and forgot about, like the Ger Rebbe used to complain, forgot about the Nosein HaTorah. And Tefillah, which is something that really doesn't have that much fame, takes a lot of work. It's something that kind of got brushed underneath the table. And the Alter Rebbe said, if there's one thing that I'm going to do, if there's something that I have to do, if I ever get out of here, it's to fix this Indian of Tefillah, to fix the Jewish people's relationship with Tefillah. In 1965, the Rebbe at a Fabrengen explained, because he did in several Ma'amarim, that when a person is unconscious, when a person is fainted, so one of the ways you can wake them up is you go and you say their name into their ear. Go and you try to call them back, call back their name. The Rebbe said that when the Baal Shem Tov came down to the world, and the Talmidim of the Baal Shem Tov spread his teachings, it was a little bit Hashem whispering into our ears. Rabbi Yisrael Baal Shem Tov came down that we should have whispered in our ears, Yisrael, Yisrael Ata, that you're a Jewish person, that we shouldn't forget that we're Jewish. And we shouldn't forget that the Ikar Avodah of a Jewish person is Gveikus V'HaKadosh Baruch Hu, not to forget that the Beis HaKnesses and the Beis HaMedrash are both once places of Tefillah. It's remarkable that when the Rebbe was in jail, in those last moments when he was in jail, so we have a Kabbalah that the moment that he was released from jail, the moment they came in to tell him that he was being freed, he was in the middle of saying Kapitel Nun Hey in Tehillim. You read Kapitel Nun Hey, the whole thing is about Tefillah. The whole thing. Hazina Lokim Tefillasi is the opening line. Hashem should listen to my Tefillah. And we have a Kabbalah that the pasuk that he was up to was pasuk Yud Tes. He was up to pasuk Yud Tes. Pasuk says, Tada b'shalom nafshi mikravli. Hashem saved me. He saved me from the bitter war that was surrounding me. My enemies. Rashi explains the bitter war is talking about those Talmidei Chachamim, Doeg and Shimon ben Gera, big Talmidei Chachamim, who turned on David HaMelech. And Rashi writes the next line of the pasuk, Ki b'rav nohayu imadi, because so many people were behind me. Like Rav Judah said before, that letter to the Barditchever, all those people who were davening in Eretz Yisrael. Rashi writes, all those people who were davening for David HaMelech, all those people who loved David HaMelech. Ohel Yisrael v'Yehuda Ovim is David. David HaMelech was the master of Tefillah. And with that, the Alter Rebbe went out of jail. With that, the Alter Rebbe took all of us out of jail. So the Darshei Rishumos say, it says in the Torah, Hakol Kol Yaakov. The voice is the voice of Yaakov, the voice of the Jewish people. Hashem whispered into our ear, Yisrael, wake up. So they say that Hakol Kol Yaakov, Hakol is 135, which is the Gematria Yat Kislev. No Vav in the Torah, not Kol. And Kol is 136, is Chaf Kislev. Kol Kol Yaakov. A little bit, the Jewish people got their voice back. A little bit, we got our ability to daven back. Hashem should grant us that we should have a lot of time to daven together for many, many, many years to
Like Mordechai said, stories of tzaddikim are instructive. They have to be learned like a sugya. Be careful. Especially on an auspicious occasion, on such a special night. When we're mitchadesh, the new year of applying ourselves, the limit of Hasidus, Darkei Hasidus. Telling stories of tzaddikim. If we just stop for 1 second and just take a step out of ourselves, just kind of be conscious about what's happening here. This all is just Sipurei Maseh. If we would tell this story, so who wouldn't believe it? People wouldn't believe it. It's too outlandish of a mice. Such a thing is taking place and that we're all part of it. After World War I, Rabbi Chanan Wasserman, Hashem Yikom Dama, Shiva Baranovich, was traveling through Europe and the United States as well, collecting money, fundraising for the yeshiva. Who knows that the outbreak of World War II, he had the opportunity to stay safe haven, but chose to go back to be with his Talmidim, to go as a Korbanola, Al Kiddush Hashem. A number of years before, in between the two wars, the Kohen was in London, fundraising. He'd go, periodically, somewhat regularly, go to fundraise there, and he'd always stay with the same family. They have a chasanya by the Sternbachs. Father was a chashuv person in the community, the Yerushalayim. He would host them. He would host the Rosh Hashiva and visiting tzaddikim would come through. He established a real relationship with the family, a real kesher with the family, with the parents, with the children. Tragically, the Rosh Mishpacha, the father, Mr. Sternbach, passed away. The Chanan decided that he was still going to make sure that when he came to London, he would go and spend time there in the house. Spend time with children, spend time with Mrs. Sternbach, the Almana. A real relationship developed between the Chanan and the family. One of the children there, who ultimately would grow up to be Moshe Sternbach, head of the Charedes here in Yerushalayim, become a generation. special people in the generation. As a child, Moshe Sternbach kind of had this relationship with Rabbi Chanan in London. One day, little Moshe Sternbach asked Rabbi Chanan Wasserman, he talked to him about all different things. Saw that in the morning Rabbi Chanan was putting on his shoes, and he noticed that he had slip-on shoes. I don't know, some type of like naots or cracks, whatever they were at that time. And he asked the Rosh Hashiva, I noticed this, how can you have slip-on shoes? So Rabbi Chanan answered, time is very precious. And if I had tie shoes, it would take me an extra couple of moments to tie my shoes, and that would be Little Torah when I could just slip on a pair of shoes and get the same effect. So that, missing a beat, little Moshe Sternbach asked Rabbi Chanan Wasserman, if that's the case, then why do you spend so much time in our house talking to me and my siblings and to my mother? Isn't that Little Torah? Chanan Wasserman stopped for a second and looked at this child and said to him, speaking to another Jew is not Little Torah. Rabbi Chanan Wasserman, Kovit Shiurim, Shemi Kamdama. Speaking to another Jew, being mechazek another Jew, strengthening another Jew, encouraging another Jew, is a fulfillment of Torah. Look in the 6th parak of Pirkei Avos, Memches Kinyani Torah, different ways that we can acquire a relationship with God through Torah. Different ways that, and one of those ways is Dibuk Chaverim. It's interesting that that's the way Klal Yisrael celebrates and marks this day. Alter Rebbe spent 53 days in prison, 53 days incarcerated. That reality created, brought about in some way, 53 chapters of Tanya. The same way that the Medrash describes the 127 years that Sarah Imenu lived, being created by the 127 years that Sarah Imenu lived, creating the schus that ultimately Esther Malka would rule over 127 Medinas. When we spend time doing something meaningfully, so it creates a reality. So being mechazek one another by sharing space, by creating sacred space like this, and sitting together around a table, learning together, singing together, spending time together, something very important, it's something very real. I would humbly suggest that it's both the kiyum of limud HaChasidus and darkei HaChasidus. It's challenging week in the Parsha. There's a lot of tzoros happening. A lot of Jews going through a lot of difficult things in our Seder this week. Between Yehuda, Yosef, represent the two sides of Klal Yisrael. Yehuda and Yosef are struggling tremendously this week. They're having a very difficult time. Yosef finds himself in pit, finds himself in prison. And that time, Yehuda had a yerida. He went down. Yehuda had a real yerida. As part of this slippery slope, this downfall of Yehuda, came across this Adulamite man, this Ish Adulami, whose name was Chira. Meets this person named Chira, who's an Adulami. There's this whole interaction there between Yehuda and Adulamite. I want to share a teaching in the name of Rav Nosson from Memra. In the name of Rav Nosson, explains a little bit of what we're trying to do here tonight. And why it is that we're kind of reliving the experience of the Balatanya being released from prison by sitting on a table, talking with each other, making l'chaim with one another, and spending time together, singing together. Because like Rav David said, it's difficult times for the Jewish people. The Alter Rebbe said that he received from the Baal Shem Tov a teaching that a person can be in the world for 70, 80 years. And be alive for 70, 80 years in this world, going through life, in order just to be able to do another Jew a favor. To do a tova for another Jew. In Gashmius or in Ruchnis. The statements of Tzaddikim, the statements of the Alter Rebbe, that's what he received from the Baal Shem Tov. That a person can be alive in this world and justify their existence in one moment by being a friend to another person. It's a statement that screams out Darsheni. What? Have it learning, have it mitzvahs, have it lighting Shabbos candles, have it tefillin, where have it tefillah, like the Bible will explain. Limud HaChasidus. How can it be that a person can live in this world for so many years just in order to be able to reach out and be a friend to a person once in their life? Ask Shab Nosson, Mahu Nikra Chaver Amiti. What does it mean to be a friend? What does it mean to be a Chaver Amiti? What does it mean to be a true friend? Says Shab Nosson, Real friend doesn't just mean slapping on the back and celebrating and enjoying the good times, the days of the husky fat cows. Being a real friend means being mechubar, means being connected and being there for someone who's struggling, for someone who's in a state of yerida, friend, so to speak, in prison, stuck, in a state of exile. The kalkul so, the place of kilkul. As of Nosson, we learned this from our parsha. What a story, Yehuda's Banar, on a basic level. What a downfall. What a painful episode. What an embarrassing episode. First, the pasuk describes Yehuda's Yerida and frames it in the context of Yehuda meeting Isha Dulami, whose name was Chira. Chila kina akasa b'schira b'shem Chira Adulami. First, our pasuk introduces us to this person, Chira, as being an Adulamite man. Stam. That's the beginning of the problems for Yehuda. That's when there's just kind of storm clouds beginning to gather. When the Torah is foreshadowing. Vayered Yehuda Melachav. Yehuda kind of descended from among his brethren. But what happened when Yehuda was really stuck? Really got into tsaros? Really became imprisoned? When he was really Mekalkel? Liachar Maisa. And after the episode with Tamar, pasuk reminds us again of this person that Yehuda had met. And this time calls him Re'ehu Adulami. His friend, the Adulamite. Chira, his friend, Re'ehu. L'lamdeinu kizeh nikra chaver v'rei amiti. This is what it means to be a real friend. To really be connected to another person. Who doesn't bail on their friend in their time of need, even though he knows how low he's fallen. But Davka, at a time when their friend is in need, at a time of struggle, at a time of tsar, when things are dark, when things are difficult, to reach out, to be mitchaber, to search out, to seek that person, connect with them, to seek out their welfare. And that's why this Chira gets mentioned again in the Torah. Because we don't really know so much about him. We know that he was Chira HaDulami. And then we know that he met Yehuda on the crossroads there. And things went really, really south for Yehuda very quickly. Yehuda! We turn around and he's all mixed up there at the crossroads. An embarrassing episode. And before Yehuda stands up and says, Tzad Mini, before the Sasemes, before the Beis Yaakov, and before the Basayim, before the Ariya Kodesh explain this whole Maisa of Yehuda and Tamar as being the beginning of Mashiach, Bashas Maisa, when it was unfolding in a degrading and embarrassing, painful way, when he was stuck, when he was imprisoned, when it was dark, when it was low. Chira is there, this Adulamite man is there as his friend. He's stuck with him. And that Rav Nosson said what it means to be a Chaver. We see it by Yosef as well. Yosef ends up in prison. Is there anyone who's more messed over than Yosef? Who's more sold down the river, rejected and alienated, stuck than Yosef? He had every reason in the world to wallow in self-pity, to wallow in atzvos and morashchora and darkness, to be fabisin. He had real reason to be. He got sold down the river by his brothers. And at Yosef, in his imprisonment, in his own darkness, Yosef notices, Saramashkim Nasara opens Zoafim, he notices that there's something wrong with them. There's two people there. There's two Gentiles there, two Egyptians there, two swarthy men there. He notices them. And he says, is everything okay? He reaches out to them. He's mitchaber. Because Yosef HaTzadik knew the Baal Shem Tov gave over to the Alter Rebbe that a person can be in this world for 70, 80 years just to be able to do another person a tova, to do another person a favor, to be mitchaber, to be a friend to someone in need. So maybe that's what we're doing here tonight. Maybe that's why we're celebrating Yat Kislev and the liberation of the Alter Rebbe from prison by sitting together, by being mitchaber to one another. Maybe that's achlata that we can take collectively to seek out the welfare of one another. Because the way that we become unstuck, the way that we can become liberated from whatever imprisonment we're in, we all have that place inside of us that we're stuck. We all have that imprisonment, that self-imposed exile. Karval Nafshi Gela. Tonight is Nesuratzon for us to kind of get out of that prison. Get out of that cell. You know the Maisim of the Alter Rebbe there, you know when he was in prison. Being mitchaber to the warden. Talking words of Amunah. Talking words of Isorus. Interacting with the people around him. And those stories are bringing out generations and generations of lessons in Yirat Shamayim. Because what it means to be a chassid, what it means to be a Jew, it means to learn from the Eitzah of the Tzaddik, it means to follow, to live with Parshas Vayeshev, it means to be liberated from prison, it's to be mitchaber, to connect to another person, to open ourselves up. That's Darkei Chassidus. Baal Shem Tov brought into the world. And that's the ultimate kiyum in Torah. The ultimate fulfillment of Torah. The ultimate way of spending one's time meaningfully. Sharing words of chizuk. Being connected to other people. The Alter Rebbe wrote, whoever is joining in his personal simcha of being liberated, Misha Sameach B'Simchasi and Yif'ol Ba'ado L'Hotzio Min HaMeitzar HaMercha. Anyone who is mitchaber, anybody who takes part in celebrating the redemption of the Alter Rebbe from prison, Alter Rebbe says, I'll be with you. I'll be mitchaber to you. Anyone who sits and opens, any time we open up a Tanya, we're having Yechidus with the Alter Rebbe. And by sitting here tonight, we're being mishtatek, we're joining together in the simcha of the Alter Rebbe would be connected to the Simcha of the Tzaddikim, Simcha of Klal Yisrael. It should be in the merit of that, joining together tonight in this very special gathering of friends, this Maimer of Dibuk Chaverim. It should be that HaKadosh Baruch Hu takes us min ha-Meitzer al ha-Merchav, b'prat u'b'chlal, from our personal straits, from our personal imprisonment, personal stuckness. We should be zocheh to see a Gula Shlema Ramitas Pnei Mamash. It's great.